Now, most of the time, this is another area with the certificate you would have to be mindful of. They may misspell the company's name. They may not put the company's name in properly if it's a fake website. And normally the only way to fix, sorry, it's my children in the background. Normally the only way to fix this kind of attack is working with the company that hosts your domain to fix what are known as DNS or domain name records, which we will go over in great
Okay.
detail if you sign up.
Ryan, I've got a question.
Yes.
I'm quite interested in cybersecurity because I know nothing about cybersecurity. So I'm really keen on improving my knowledge. So I'm glad
Yeah.
I'm here. Yeah. Even though I'm a tech professional myself. So
Yes.
basically, sometimes we get emails, right? I don't know how this works. If anybody
Hmm.
here has experienced it, and then they'll say, don't open it or
Hmm.
something, right? I remember, I think it was last week, Grace, I was asking Grace, and I said, oh, don't open it, don't open it. And I was like, why? So are there certain mails that we get that when
Hmm.
we open it, it makes us, because they are teaching on vulnerabilities and all that.
Yes.
Does
Yep.
it make our system vulnerable? Or we download certain apps?
Hmm. Um,
You know.
so that's a great question. So, I know a a long time ago, probably I would say, honestly, I would say maybe 7 to 10 years ago, it was a bigger issue. Because a lot of the websites like Yahoo Mail, Gmail, Hotmail, um, you could access those email sites through your browser, but a lot of people were still heavily using Outlook. I know early in my IT career, I was using an actual computer software, Microsoft Outlook, which is part of Office. A lot of people still use it, but the issue, the vulnerability aspect was that your email typically would get downloaded to your computer anyway. So that's where the vulnerability part comes in. And that actually is a perfect segue into my next attack or vulnerability. So this picture here, obviously, is email. We're gonna move into phishing. Yes, time to go fishing. And not for fish. So the way the way a phishing attack typically works is that um you get an email in your inbox. It looks like it's from somebody you know. It looks like it's from a company you know. Um, but often, let's see. I'm gonna try to. Sorry, let me jump over to my other screen because my um, here we go. This will be a prime example here. And this is something Google is generally good at. So phishing is basically email disguised to look real in order to trick you into giving up personal information. So, this is my Google Gmail account. I've had this thing for probably, I've had Gmail since basically they started, and that's like 20 years ago. Um, so I do want to open up a section of interest known as spam. Spam simply means unwanted. It's email you never asked for. It's email you didn't sign up for. So I'm going to click that section there. And let me see if I can find an example. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is pretty stupid. All right. So I'm gonna use this for an example. So phishing is such a common type of attack that email providers have systems built in that basically look for it. So in my Gmail, obviously Google saw this email and said, well, gee, this looks like a phishing attempt. It looks like spam. It looks like junk. So I'm not even going to let Brian see this in his regular inbox. And if you kind of look at it, it is pretty obvious it's a scam. It's not real at all. Um, so Google proactively said, well, I think this message is spam. Uh, and it says that it is because it seems to be an auto reply to some message that pretended to be sent from my email. And it gives me two choices. I can either say that it's not spam, which would put it in my regular inbox. That's a no-no. Or I could hit this button and report it as phishing. But before I do that, um, why don't we take a look? I want to see if it'll. Yes, there we go.
Do you
So
unsubscribe before putting it in phishing? Do you know sometimes they send you newsletter? So do you unsubscribe from the newsletter? Or you don't even bother? You just go straight to phishing.
yeah, good question. It depends on who your email is with. So Google, for example, if you choose the option to report phishing, it's supposed to actually automatically send the unsubscribe email to whoever sent that to you. So you don't even have to actually do it. Some other types of email providers, you may actually have to unsubscribe first and then flag and say that this is phishing or this is junk mail. But Google and I think Microsoft now I think is similar. So with Microsoft, if you say that an email is phishing, Microsoft I think will do the same thing. It'll unsubscribe you from the email list. But unsubscribing is not always a guarantee that it'll stop these types of emails from these types of places. I've seen rare instances where if you hit the unsubscribe, it actually increases the amount of phishing and of junk. So Google and Microsoft nowadays will often encourage their users to just report it. Just hit the report phishing, hit the report spam because you unsubscribing it'll possibly make it worse. So Microsoft and Google say, let us take care of it. Go ahead and hit the report button and um, we'll take it from here. So I pulled up this small box here to bring to your attention. So there are some elements that you can check that help you figure out that it's spam. All right, so obviously the from, yeah, this is part of my real email address, but it's definitely not my definitely not my Gmail address. This is a really random made up address. And then I want to say that there's a section, this word here, via or via, means that it came from a different server. So it claims that this is my email address, but it actually came from a different place. Um, and let's see, subject mail security. So they were able to send it using standard encryption, but this server, never heard of it a day in my life. So this is clearly the server most likely of a hacker or somebody is trying to steal information. Uh, Ducky Luck Casino, never heard of that a day in my life. That's a terrible name for a casino. And you see here, it's trying to tell me I have 80 free spins and a millionaire dream. I mean, I wouldn't mind being a millionaire, but it's just looks fake. So there is one other thing I want to show you guys as I just put my cursor over this blue link that says Ducky Luck Casino. At the very bottom left, you see a really long web address, and it starts with the word storage dot google apis.com, and this really long thing. That is a fake website. That goes back to, domain hijacking. It's a spoof website. That goes to your point, D, when you and Grace were having that conversation, like don't open it, don't click it. So opening the email in this case wasn't the bad thing. The bad thing here would be if I click on this link, click on this purple button, click any of these links in here, you are probably in trouble. So don't go looking for trouble. My mother used to tell me that if I went looking for trouble long enough, I would find it. Yes, Mr. Tamba, you have a question, sir. I don't want to miss out on you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask this question, sir.
Oh, of course.
Um, okay, the fact being that Google is the one that actually gave access to or gave authorization to the domain providers, and also Google is the one that gave access to the scammers in the first place. To infiltrate the system. You understand? Don't or can't Google actually provide a system to serve as a like deterring scammers from like entering into people's private account to stop them from actually obtaining unwarranted information from them.
So in terms of the so with this attack specifically with phishing, and the fact that emails can make it into your mailbox. Um, there's you unless you tell your mail company, in this case Google, unless you tell them to block the email outright, the email has to basically go through because that's just the way systems work. And it's not just the Google thing. The same would be for Microsoft. The same would be for Yahoo. The same would be for well, I have a mail server. Same would be for my mail server. I actually get spam all the time. Uh, I get scams all the time. I don't even know if I can. I don't get nearly as much, but I don't think I do. So this is basically my uh mail domain. So this is all my system.